Hey, welcome to another episode of The Rachel Cruze Show. Okay, when it comes to paying for college, either for you or your kids, it is a big financial burden for a lot of you. I mean, it's crazy the cost. This whole conversation is constant, and people are thinking, how much should I spend for college? On one hand, yeah, you want a great education, but on the other hand, it seems overpriced. So let's talk about all the aspects of the cost of college tuition. First and foremost, if you are a parent out there, you are not a bad parent if you cannot help pay for your kids' college. Okay, you are not morally obligated to pay for your kids' school. Just know that. I feel like parents take so much pressure on themselves that they have to be the ones to do it. Listen, you are not a bad parent. In fact, on our 7 baby steps here at Ramsey Solutions, number 5 is paying for your kids' college. Yeah, getting out of debt for you is number 2. Getting an emergency fund, funding your retirement. All of this is first and foremost before you even help your kids with college. Because here's the deal. Your kids, they can figure out a way to pay for it. And we're gonna talk about that in a second. But just know you can agree, yeah, if you're at that step, maybe you can pay for all of it. And what a gift that is. Maybe you can cover half of it. Maybe you can match what they have saved. I mean, any of it is good, right? All the options. So I wanna release that from you to know if you're not in a financial place to go and help your kids pay for college, it is okay. But is it a gift if you're able to? Absolutely. Because listen, the average student is now borrowing and then graduating with $38,792 average in student loans. And that number, you guys, just keeps on ticking up because tuition keeps on ticking up. And what makes it go up? I mean, there's a lot of things. I think one of the things is, crazy amenities that are on these campuses. I mean, stuff, you guys, like lazy rivers, on-campus ski resorts, private steakhouses. I mean, like colleges, it's gotten crazy. And the bigger the name, like the prestige of college, of a certain type of school, it's more expensive because of the name. And then also the demand has gone up, and so they're able to charge more for it. It seems like everyone needs a college education now. That's like what feels required, even more so than 30, 40, 50 years ago. So colleges can charge more because the demand is up. I would also say debt has factored into this. Yeah, because if people were paying out of pocket cash, they would be questioning everything much deeper, right? The ROI, what they're getting, all of it. But the fact that people aren't really caring about the price tag, colleges can just charge more and people take out the loans for it. It's wild. And so first and foremost, remember, when we're talking about how much you should pay for education, for college specifically, just remember that debt is not the solution. The burden of making student loan payments month after month after month after month, it's crushing. I mean, 17% of people with student loans are behind on their payments. And they've signed up for this crazy amount of debt to go to school because it has a lazy river in the middle of the campus or something. I mean, it's wild. So the real question is, how much should you spend? And the answer is what you can afford. That's right. So here are some options for you to help you decide this, okay? Number 1 is school choice. This is the number 1 way you can lower your cost of college. It is a huge deal. Can you go to a super private, prestigious school and pay a lot of money for it? Yeah. Can you also go to a community college that no one's ever heard of? Yeah. So it's amazing. Your school choice is insane. I mean, even stepping over a state line and going from a public university in your state and paying in-state tuition to going to another public university, you can pay 3 times as much, you guys, for basically the same school. So listen, if you don't have a ton of money for college or for your student, your teenager that's in the home, start at a community college or a junior college. Okay, this is gonna save you so much money, and in some states, it's even free. And then you can transfer those credits to a 4-year college university if that's where they wanna graduate from. And you basically get the same education. The credits transfer usually, make sure they do. And then you can graduate from the state school, and that's it. I mean, like, it is amazing. Your school choice is everything in this process, okay? And community colleges are not bad. State schools are not bad. I went to a state school. And again, I think it's something that the name of the college in some pockets in our country, it becomes everything. So you have to be smart. Think about it. Next is scholarships and grants. So have your teenager treat applying for scholarships and grants like it's a part-time job, okay? Because it probably pays more than a part-time job. And it's possible to get almost your entire tuition covered just by doing this. And what's hard is I talk to some people and they're like, yeah, well, if I apply for this scholarship or grant, it's only $200 and that's a drop in the bucket to my entire tuition. But listen, if you get that scholarship and it's $200, it takes you 30 minutes an hour to fill out that survey or write the paper. That means you just earned $200 in an hour. That's a pretty dang good job. I'll take that one, yeah. So that's what you have to do. You have to think about it. And then what are the things that help in these situations? Usually your SAT or ACT scores. So you can take these tests early. You can get some tutoring with it. But just be aware that scholarships and grants can do a whole lot. I was gonna say of damage, but good damage when it comes to that tuition. Okay, next, think about the ROI of your college investment. So how much will you or your child make when you graduate from school? Because if you're getting a degree and you're paying $90,000 for a job that you're probably only gonna make around $30,000, doesn't seem like a very good investment, okay? So think about it. And maybe even in this situation where you say, wow, the ROI is not there, I don't think I need a 4-year degree. Maybe you just go to a trade school. I don't care what it is, but think about the time and the money you're investing into a degree and what you're gonna make on the other side of it. And listen, I know it's hard to say no, whether it's yourself going to school or your teenager, because you're like, man, I wanna be able to give them everything and they are able to go to their dream school and all of this. But listen, that kind of thinking is so short-term. It's so short-term because in the long run, what's gonna be stuck? Especially if they take out debt, paying these payments of student loans because they can't afford to go to that school, okay? So learning to help guide them and make smart decisions in the present, which can be really hard. It's delayed gratification for sure, where you're saying, oh, I'm not doing what I want to in the moment. But knowing in the long run, it's better, you guys. And honestly, with COVID last year, 2020, I think it shook up this entire conversation when it comes to higher education. I think people are questioning it now more than ever. And I am all for education, okay? I think it's great. Again, I have a 4-year degree. I think there's elements of it that is great. But I also think we're seeing the rise of tuition costs and thinking, what are we doing? So second guess it. Talk to your teenager and figure out what is gonna be the best solution for them and what can you guys as a family afford, because that is gonna be That's gonna be the huge point of all of this. It really, really is. So think, actually have critical thought in this process. And if you're interested in learning more about the student loan crisis, Ramsey Solutions has a brand new documentary coming out. It's so good. It's called Borrowed Future, and it explores the dirty underbelly of the student loan industry, and it will blow your minds. In fact, it is so good, I want you to right now see a sneak peek of its trailer. So here is Borrowed Future.
No matter what you do in life, no matter what dreams you chase, if you have a degree to fall back on, you're always safe. Well, they don't tell you that there's a $180,000 price tag attached to it.
Student loan debt has been steadily increasing, affecting approximately 44 million Americans.
It's just normal. Everyone does it.
The student loan problem has reached epidemic proportions.
I'm paying all these bills and I have nothing.
I know people that are planning to die with that debt.
You've agreed to pay it back. When you don't, give me your pound of flesh now.
This is the most important financial decision in your life.
No one is going to stop you from borrowing.
It's not good debt. Every piece in the system did what it was supposed to do.
Certainly seems like a very large amount of corruption.
And the victims are 17 years old.
The choices that they made now own them, and they do not know what to do.
Is that the American dream?
So follow me and all the Ramsey personalities for more to come on that. Well, there's the answer to your question. How much should I pay for college tuition? It's what you can afford. That's right. So make smart decisions on this, you guys. Make smart decisions because remember, I want you to take control of your money and create a life you love.